Imagine a high-profile criminal trial. The evidence is solid, the witnesses are credible, and a guilty verdict seems certain. But right before sentencing, the entire case is thrown out. Not because the facts were wrong, but because the trial itself never legally existed. This happens when a court lacks jurisdiction. Simply put, jurisdiction is the legal authority of a court to hear and judge a case. Without it, a judge has no more power over the accused than any other citizen. The consequences are absolute. If a court acts without jurisdiction, every ruling is legally void. It simply does not matter how accurate the findings are. The entire proceeding is nullified from the moment it began. The state cannot punish a crime simply because it occurred. Before a single witness takes the stand, the prosecution must definitively prove that this specific court has the legal standing to judge the accused. These rules are found in criminal procedure, the rigid set of requirements that dictate how the Philippine justice system operates. For students and practitioners, the blueprint for this authority is anchored in the 2015 Supreme Court case, ASISTIO versus People. This ruling defines the specific hurdles a court must clear to control a criminal complaint. It sets the boundaries for where the state can legally exercise its power. Meeting the ASISTIO standard is the first essential step in any criminal action. If the prosecutor can't clear it, they can never reach the point of presenting evidence of guilt. Look at the structure of the legal syllabus itself. Specifically, Section 1, Part D, Item 2, Requisites for the Exercise of Criminal Jurisdiction. In this context, requisites are non-negotiable requirements. For a court to have jurisdiction, 3 specific conditions must be met simultaneously. ASISTIO works in tandem with a specific group of peer cases, like Trainus, Lagon, and Laxon versus Executive Secretary, to define this mandatory checklist. The court must possess authority over the nature of the offense, the territory where the crime took place, and the person of the accused. Judicial power requires these 3 conditions to coexist. Unless the offense, location, and accused fall under a specific court's authority, the trial cannot move forward. Within this framework, ASISTIO versus People serves as the definitive modern standard for these requirements. Prosecutors and legal scholars use this precedent to evaluate the viability of a case long before they ever file it in court. This standard ensures cases are routed to the correct venue, whether it's a local municipal court or specialized venues like the Sandiganbayan, requiring distinct jurisdictional authority. ASISTIO functions as the operational manual, dictating exactly where and how the state is permitted to wield its power. Apply this back to that invalidated trial. If the prosecution fails to satisfy even one ASISTIO requirement, like choosing a court with no territorial link to the crime, the entire proceeding loses its legal standing. These rules are structural protections. They prevent the state from an unauthorized exercise of judicial power over its citizens. For the justice system to maintain its integrity, identifying the legally authorized court is just as vital as identifying the crime itself. Jurisdictional rules exist to ensure the court remains within its own legal boundaries, protecting the system from overreaching its authority. ASISTIO versus People serves as an active filter in the Philippine justice system. It requires the state to verify its standing before a single witness ever takes the stand. It reinforces the principle that true justice cannot exist without first establishing the legitimate authority to dispense it.